Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Hidden Agenda. My name's Thanasi.
I am Tony.
And we have a special guest with us here today, Teegan. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
This is a special episode for us. It's our first episode with a guest on.
Yes.
And I think we're just going to jump right into it.
Topic number one.
Yeah.
So a while ago, I was reading Great Expectations.
Yep.
Charles Dickens. Mm-hmm. There's a bit where the protagonist, Pip, he's got a job. There's a co-worker there. He doesn't quite like the co-worker.
Okay.
He's a bit annoying. You know, he's not particularly interesting. And at one point, the co-worker says, "Hey, Pip, would you like to come around and have dinner at my place tonight?" And I'm like, how's Pip gonna, get out of this?
What do you do?
Is he gonna be harsh? Is he gonna be tactful? And I turned the page and Pip said, "Yep, I'll come around." And I was like, what?
Being polite?
Well, but then, to me that was very odd, but then I thought about it a bit more. This book was written in, 1870 or something.
60, 70, yeah.
So, Pip's options were have dinner with this guy, or sit in his house alone in the dark.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you think about
no electricity, nothing.
Yeah, so
nothing to do.
The difference now, though, is no one would do that nowadays. No one would go around to someone they don't particularly like.
Wow.
Nowadays, you have to be more interesting than Netflix
in order to get people to come over to your house. Yeah.
Otherwise,
who the fuck's coming over?
I'm not going to your house. If you, to me, are not more interesting than whatever I was watching on Netflix the night before, I'm not going around to your house.
Just
In saying that, though, why would you invite someone who because you know when someone doesn't like you.
Do you, though?
You do. If I don't like you, I definitely make it obvious that I don't like you. And if you then invite me to your house, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Because you should know that I'm not doing that.
But then again, back in Pip's day, maybe he's like, I don't think Pip likes me very much, but I'm better than sitting alone in the dark. So,
yeah, that's true. Well, go on.
I was just going to say, when there seems to be talk now about society is becoming less sociable overall, and I feel like this is sort of playing a part in it.
Yeah.
You have to be more interesting than Netflix.
You have to be more interesting than a lot of shit to get people's attention.
Yeah. Especially on a winter night.
To distract you. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's similar to the point of just you ring up a friend, right? And you go, "What are you doing?" And they go, "Nothing." And they say, "What are you doing?" And you go, "Nothing." And they say, "Oh, you want to come over?" So what are we going to do? Right? But it's more interesting to do nothing with somebody else.
It is more interesting to do nothing with somebody else.
Because something may happen.
That's true.
You go there with a plan for nothing, but that could turn into something.
It could.
I think Pip was in a similar situation. I think it was a case of, it's probably going to be shit. I don't like this guy. He's a bit of a prick. But it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Than literally nothing.
Sitting in the dark.
Yeah. What did people do in the 1870s?
Because when you don't like someone, the conversation is kind of crap.
But it's better than...
I would definitely prefer to be by myself than have a shitty... that's awkward. I don't like you. You're trying to get me to like you because you invited me here and we're eating... I make something up. I definitely would much rather be by myself.
This is you've got the mindset now of I can go home and watch television or...
I would gladly be by myself. I would sit in my room...
Just in darkness.
In darkness... just to avoid having an awkward conversation with someone.
I don't think I would.
See, I'd probably take the conversation.
I'd probably take the conversation. Because the thing is, no matter what happens with the conversation, it can turn into something.
Yeah.
Right? Or if it's you or me or whatever.
Exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about, friends or, people that you're estranged with. We're talking about people that you do not like and are colleagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to then go to work with that person and see them. And then be like, we both know we had a really uncomfortable conversation or dinner last night, with that being an option. And now I have to see you for the next 5 days.
I feel like in the past, this erosion is happening. The pop around is, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, the pop around can fuck off though.
But that's dying. People don't want to answer phone calls anymore.
The pop around should have died as soon as they invented the telegraph.
The telegraph required you to be at your... if you were in town already, then you had no real option to send,
I suppose,
a telegraph. Mobile is what killed the pop around.
I guess mobile is what killed the pop around. Still though, fuck that, man. There was my dad worked with a guy who he didn't particularly like, right? and him and his wife would just show up at our house randomly.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just...
Why?
Just to hang out.
This is what and it's an evolution from Pip's time.
It's old people do this, right? And so they'd show up, and my mum would all be like, oh, for fuck's sake, these people again. And then we'd all have to be polite, coffee, biscuits, whatever, and just sat there being like, when are they going, when are they going, when are they going? Yeah.
But I think
unbearable.
Also part of it now is, like, in the past, in Pip's day, in your dad's day, you weren't that busy, Your weekend was literally... No one was, doing further education.
The weekend was just sit and stare at the wall until you have to go back to work on Monday.
I feel like people these days aren't that busy.
Are
you kidding me?
I think people are... All right, no, can you elaborate on this?
I never stop.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I stop like all the time.
I guess I load myself up with other projects. Like, this takes a fair bit of time.
But we're talking about, like... everybody else who doesn't do this kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
And you're like, I've got a really busy weekend. I'm doing laundry. And you're like, all I'm really doing is like hanging that out once it's finished because I'm not actually hand washing it.
No.
That's not
true. Actually, maybe,
that's not doing
maybe it's
anything.
because domestic tasks took so vastly longer in the 1870s.
What,
that they just spent all their time not at work doing that.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And maybe the pop around was, even if someone you didn't like popped around, maybe you were pleased to see them.
Because you could stop sitting there with the washing board all day. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's got something to do with it.
But yeah,
I know I spend way too much time watching shows I've already watched. I've become addicted to The Office. And there are episodes that I don't actually like on The Office.
But
and I've still watched them like 3 or 4 times. You can't break the
continuity. Yeah, you can't do that.
Because there's one part in that episode that I do find funny. So I have to watch the whole 20 minutes.
Because you can't remember exactly where in the episode
exactly.
it is. Yeah,
I have to watch the whole 20 minutes just to find the minute and a half that I think is funny.
It's interesting, though, because you remember the part that you find funny.
Yeah.
Can't you just remember it and move on to the next episode?
Think about it, laugh, and move on.
No,
I remember that funny bit. Next episode...
No.
No?
Yeah, I guess not. I would do the same thing. I'd just be like, hi, I remember that.
Even the boring part has a lead up. It's like a movie. Like, there is... I know this is totally off topic, but...
It's alright.
The last Twilight, right? I don't particularly like the last Twilight. But there's the 10-minute fight scene in Twilight. But you kind of have to watch the whole movie.
Yeah, the fight doesn't make sense on its own.
And then once, like, at work the other day... I had to go upstairs and, being pregnant, walking upstairs is a bit of an effort for me. So I had to build that momentum. I watched the fight scene. So that way then I was ready to take on the stairs.
That's good.
I did. It was late in the afternoon. I was, like, not motivated to do this walk. And I have to get something from the upstairs stationery cupboard. And I can't take the lift. Like that's just... Yeah. Too much effort.
No, so why take the lift when you can watch a 10-minute fight scene?
Just to hype yourself up enough to climb up the stairs. Yeah.
I was pumped. I was ready to go. Watched the fight scene, locked the computer, walked up the stairs like a boss.
Yeah, nice. I just agree completely. I would go to the dinner.
You would go to the dinner?
I would go to the dinner.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go to the dinner?
No, wouldn't. Such an effort. Think you have to be nice all night? No. Rather sit in the dark room.
But that's the thing, actually. You have to be nice all night. Reading old stuff, I sometimes get the impression you don't have to be nice all the time. If you ever read, like, old books, people just sort of be sitting there discussing, like, I did this. I never cared for that,
It's quite curt. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And then they just sort of smoke a cigar and leave. But, this whole pleasantness that we sort of have to surround ourselves now didn't seem to exist back then.
You're absolutely right, is that you do... I definitely feel the need to be, like, as saccharine as possible when I'm dealing with people I don't know. Yeah.
But the other thing, but with books, like, one person will be very excited and happy, and then someone will go, I don't really care. Oh, but my boy, you must understand. Like, at no point does he go, get the fuck out of my house then, you're not interested in what I have to say. Just fuck off.
Just try and shill it.
He's always going, oh, my boy, you have to understand there's a majesty and a beauty.
Like
this map will lead us to treasures. It's got a fucking smudge here where you can see it was painted yesterday. Oh, my boy, you don't quite get it. It's just very odd.
I feel like there's not a person on Earth that wouldn't in some way be interested in a treasure map, though.
Well, yeah, because everyone wants money.
Yeah.
Or treasure.
Yeah, it's the effort of finding the treasure.
I would do that with an unpleasant person.
You would... do you... So you wouldn't have dinner... You wouldn't spend 2 hours with an unpleasant person, but you would spend months going off on
sailing the high seas looking for treasure.
On a rickety old-ass wind ship that...
Yes.
Wow, yes. Okay.
That's a lot more commitment.
That's a lot more commitment.
I know, but there is a chance that they could offer something that I'm missing.
But think how many...
then...
I'm just thinking, though, on the journey there.
You're going to do that with someone you like, because you're not going to want to do that, are you?
Why not? I would love to share wealth with somebody I like.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Every man for himself.
Oh, well, remind me not to take you with my metal detector out onto the beach when I'm looking for hidden treasure.
No, you should still take me. You said you would like to do that. I said I would not like to share. You're the one with the metal detector sharing.
I'm just thinking, Teegan on board with the captain, heading out to sea, a 2-week voyage to this land. The captain's like, do you want to come and have dinner? No, I'll just sit in my cabin by myself, thanks, Captain, in the dark. Okay, look, this offer's open again tomorrow night. Yep, not taking it up tomorrow night either.
Just let me know when we get to the treasure. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm busy. Yeah.
Got a lot of Netflix to watch in the cabin here, old captain.
100%.
Topic number 2. And this is just an observation that I've made about... Look, I don't want to say my people, but my people are very much gross offenders of this. And that is the finding the smallest, most busily foot-trafficked street in Melbourne and driving a very fucking loud car down that street as fast as possible. If you ever go to Oakley, which is where all like the Greek cafes and shops are, standard 2-3 times an hour, some dickhead in some jumped up car is going to come flying down that street 100 kilometers an hour, revving the shit out of it and just generally being a fucking nuisance. And I'll go up and down a few times, right? And what I have never ever understood is who finds this interesting, attractive, exciting. I don't understand it in the slightest, right? There's nothing redeeming about it. And yet, my people appear to have turned it into this... They appear to think it's some kind of status thing.
Right.
I've got the loudest car, therefore I must have the biggest dick in the neighbourhood.
Right. I don't have the answer, but I have a few questions I'd like to ask.
Yes, please ask.
To maybe get us forward to the answer.
Okay.
Is this something that people grow out of?
Or not according to some of the people I've seen. They look like they're in their mid-fucking 30s.
That's young still. What is the oldest, though?
Look, I'd have to say...
You've seen a guy get out with a cane and go like...
No, I haven't. Look, there is the occasional old fella that's obsessed with the muscle car, but no, it's pretty uncommon.
In saying that, though, they may not do it, but they have all the stories that they keep... Like, back in my day, I used to do this.
She's got a point.
So they don't actually grow... Like, they may not... Physically
actually do it anymore, yeah.
But they never grow out of talking about how cool they were.
They're still sitting around with their mates in their 60s having beers. Yeah, remember that time we were driving up Princess Highway and I stamped the shit out of it and those chicks looked at me? They're still doing that. They're still doing that 30 years down the line.
It's funny, because when you said who finds this attractive, who finds this...
appealing or interesting or anything.
To me, like, a parallel activity came into my mind, and they may be related.
Yeah.
And that is the sending of the dick pic.
Yes.
Who finds this attractive? Who finds this appealing? What is going through the minds of the people who do that? Is it a similar thing? Is there some similarity there?
I think it is tied up in some kind of, like, misguided expression of masculinity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But...
Well, I've never heard a story about that, like... paying off,
that
succeeding.
Yeah.
Like, every time, it seems like a 100% failure rate.
Look,
and yet people still do it.
Yeah.
And that's...
Well, because it must have worked for somebody. It must have.
You reckon?
I think it has.
Has the car revving ever worked for someone?
Probably. Look, according to an uncle of mine, it worked for him in the 80s. Right?
What?
But, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, word of mouth, again, has...
so he's been telling this story.
But this
and then other people are like, it worked for him, it's definitely going to work for me. I'm going to try these 100 times and see which one bites.
Dude, the guy's almost certainly fucking lying. And actually, now that I think about it, he's in his 50s and he still does it.
Right, okay.
But
what sends the dick pic?
Not the dick pic, the car thing.
Right,
okay. No.
Didn't know where we were at. Cool.
I was driving with him not long ago, maybe about 6 months ago. He drives like a flashy old Merc, so he's doing less of the car noises. But we're driving out of this car park. There's a couple of young girls walking up the street. No, this guy's he's a big fella, bald, he's in his 50s and kind of thing. Drives fast, toot toot, waving at them and shit. They just look at him like, who? What the fuck? They just look like they want to run, right? And he's just like, eh, and drove off, all smiles, like, yeah, shit, that fucking landed. It's like, dude, they look like they wanted to call the cops.
Yeah.
But in his head, it landed, right? So maybe because this is the guy that's telling me it used to work for him.
Right.
So maybe it just never did. And it just always landed in his head.
I guess it depends on your definition of work. Because what's the best that can happen?
I just realised we've got a unique opportunity here, having a lady in the studio.
Yes.
Have you actually been sent a random dick pic?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
I did get a random... Send me... it wasn't so much a dick pic, but a dick video.
Oof.
Right? Followed by a dick pic.
That's ballsy.
And then didn't reply. The next message was, sorry, that wasn't me, it was my brother. So then I had to reply to that because, one, why is your brother logging into your Facebook, sending your dick pics / videos to random girls?
This guy is trying to sell the following lie. My brother got on my Facebook and sent my dick pics to some random person. That's a hard sell.
Well, it's having your cake and eating it too.
That's a hard sell.
Like, no one's going to find that hot. Like,
first of all, nobody's going to believe that.
Well, of course you're not going to believe it, but like, why would that be appealing?
Yeah,
like,
no.
Sorry, my brother did that. But yeah, why is that accessible for him to get to?
Oh, your brother!
Yeah, because
this changes everything.
Yeah, this guy's going, I've got the perfect balance. She's seen my penis and obviously wants it, and also I wasn't so uncouth as to send it myself.
Yeah, I did have to send that message to be like, why is your brother sending your penis to me?
How dense do you have to be to think for a second you could pull that off?
That was never going to work.
Yeah,
because like, what exactly would happen? Like, we go to family functions and it's like, thought you had a brother. Oh, just random person sending. Anyways, but yeah, I just want to make that clear. Was not friends with him. Did not know him. Don't know how he found me. But Facebook's great like that, and he just thought, I'm just going to send it.
I can't think of anything more horrifying to do than that. I don't know how anybody builds themselves up to the point where they think, yes, I'm going to send a picture of my penis to a random stranger.
Well, I think you hit the nail. It's a misguided
attempt at masculinity. Yeah, it has to be, because what else can it be? Like, this guy must think like, oh shit, if I don't show it to someone, it's going to disappear. Like,
seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing.
How will people
Ripley's
know I
believe
have
it
a
or
dick
not? Yeah.
if I don't show it to people?
I know. Who's going to believe that as a man I have a penis? If I better just go outside with my pants off. Yeah.
But, I mean, if that's the case, why not just take a billboard out or something? I mean, if you want people to know that you have a dick...
Oh, just a picture of a dick? Yes, I do in fact have a penis.
Yes, call me, ladies, on blah, blah, blah.
Though, I have to say, I did recently just read a story about a man that pled guilty to 2 counts of assault. He doesn't have a penis, right? It's gone. It's missing. Right, but he would never undress in front of his girlfriends, and would always insist that the lights were off when they were, having sex. And I say that with air quotes. And he would just use implements, various random things. And apparently, he was with a woman for 3 years, and she didn't know that he didn't have a penis.
I'm confused with what he pleaded guilty for.
Assault. Well, they thought they were having sex with a man with a penis, and he was just sticking random things in them.
Right.
Yeah.
With ya.
So that guy,
yes,
if he had the opportunity to use a billboard like that, probably would.
Yeah, then he might get busted for false advertising.
Nice, you salvaged that. Because that wasn't going anywhere near as well as I'd hoped.
That was good.
Good
that
salvage.
Was good.
Good, thank you. You saved me on that one. I was fucked.
Yeah.
Topic number 3.
All right.
Okay.
Our guest topic.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So I put a lot of effort into this, which is like trying to find a topic was a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. This is my dilemma.
Yeah.
I got told a couple years ago that if I didn't write LOL or haha in my messages, that people thought I was angrily texting them.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I fucking feel that shit.
It is really annoying to have to write ha 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 or LOL in every message or response.
No, you don't laugh at everything you say.
No, you don't say that like when you're talking to someone face to face. Why am I obligated to have to do LOL, ha ha, so people don't think that I'm angry?
Has someone actually said to you, why are you angry? Because you didn't put lol, ha ha in a message?
Or and then you have to do, if you don't do that, you have to then do the smiley face emoji so they feel better and they know that you're not abusing them.
This topic is speaking to me.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you.
This topic is between friends, people that know each other, no need, right? But as soon as you're talking to someone who you've just met or you're sort of just building a relationship with, it's fucking ha ha lol and smiley faces everywhere.
I guess I don't feel obligated, and you could probably Thanasi sort of.
Yeah.
I don't really do that.
I know, because you don't give a fuck.
You do it to me, though. I'll write something. You even said to me once in a message, I wrote something mildly amusing. You wrote down ha ha and then said, I don't know why I
wrote that because I didn't actually laugh.
I didn't actually laugh. But I feel like you feel obligated, where I don't give a shit. And this is where the thumb, which you have previously...
The thumb, dude.
The thumb is
No, the thumb is bullshit.
But it's
I do remember this one when you're it's even better when you hold it down and it gets
get
bigger.
The big thumb.
Oh, that's great.
But I feel like haha and lol, it's replaced that's funny to I appreciate the modicum of effort you've put into what you just said.
Yeah.
And a thumb is a perfect way to say, hey, I appreciate the modicum of effort that
It isn't, though.
Isn't it?
It's not.
No?
No, because if you came up to me and said, I just did this great thing and I just stuck a thumb in your face.
That's not...
I like how you said, and I went and
then I
did the
realised
action.
that they couldn't see it. Yeah,
no
don't
one
worry.
can
It's
see
happened
that.
several times now.
That's great.
Very visual show, this one. Is this, I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like this pressure is bigger for women than it is for men to...
100%.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel
like if you were to go through my messages or anything where I've had to text or Teams or something like that, 90% of it, and I'm pretty confident of this, 90% of it is filled with LOL or ha 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 or a smiley face, just so that way then they know I'm being really nice.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think there's a lot of men out there that place a pretty unreasonable expectation on women to just constantly be nice and polite and lighthearted and whatever.
But I remember reading several things. Women just seem to, there's always X's everywhere, and I feel like exclamation marks. Maybe I think women are probably under more pressure to put more exclamation marks at the end of things.
I use the fuck out of exclamation marks to the point where I piss myself off.
Don't do that. You should never piss yourself off.
No, because I'm writing something to someone and I'm trying to convey the way I feel like I would say it if I said it to them in person.
Yeah.
And it's just exclamation marks everywhere.
Right.
I'm just real excited about shit sometimes. But then I will read the message back and I'll be like, nah, I got to get rid of some of these. There's too many. They're losing their impact.
Yes.
Right? No, they are. They become meaningless by the end. What is
They're
this
like
guy
antibiotics.
I must admit, I don't do that enough. Or question marks. Matt has told me.
Question marks are important.
Question marks are very important.
Do them, though.
Question marks. You can get it very wrong if you don't.
You can't skip on the question mark.
When I'm at work and I'm sending an email or on Teams, I do the question marks. But when I'm texting, it's I forget where that button is. And Matt has been like, are you asking me or telling me? I'm like, asking. He goes, where's the question mark? I'm like, isn't it implied that I was asking?
No, you can't imply questions, Teegan.
No, well,
you have to
I am.
ask questions and make statements. Those are two very clear things. And a question that looks like a statement is one of the most confusing things you can receive.
But
very important.
The ha-has and the LOLs, kind of annoying. Kind of sick of it.
What I want to know is...
I agree, but I can't stop myself.
No, you have to keep going because
I can't stop myself.
You will, now that I've said it, if you don't do the LOLs and the ha-ha-has, people will eventually say, what's wrong? Or, are you angry?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the next level where I know that it's a construct. It's got no meaning, and yet I do it anyway because I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
Right. What I want to know is, writing the little love heart in the place of the I The dot on the top of the eye.
Yeah.
Who has time for that?
Who does that? Do you do that?
No, I've just...
The last time I
that.
saw that was in high school.
Yeah.
The last time
I tried to do that, and then like I forgot,
Yeah.
like halfway through. So a lot of them had the love hearts, and a lot of them just had the dot, and I was like, you know what, just gonna do the dot from now on.
It's kind of
Not
funny that
loving
you
it.
actually like committed to that and
I think I
failed.
saw it on like Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants, and was like, gonna give that a crack.
I remember I was doing it was a forensic science class in grade 10. Mm-hmm. And we were doing a bit on handwriting analysis, right? And so the teacher got a few students up to the board to just write something on the board so then he could talk about maybe some distinguishing features in their handwriting. This young girl gets up and starts putting love hearts over all the J's and the I's. The teacher sort of looks at it and goes, if you do ever kill someone, don't write a note.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, hang on, was that because she was being so slowed down by the love hearts that the cops would have arrived by the time?
I think it was more
I'm still writing the note, damn
It was more a case of, not only did she have the love hearts over the I's and the J's, but her handwriting was unlike handwriting I've ever seen before. It was very sharp and angular.
Right.
So like a J was like a thing with just like an upside down tick kind of thing. Yeah, it was just like, it was weird handwriting, and then the love hearts on top of everything. He's just like, they'll find you, you're 1 in a million. They'll find you like that. Just don't do it.
Right.
Kind of thing. And she actually got really offended when the teacher said that. Yeah.
I will write a note if I want.
Yeah, she got super offended.
Professor?
Yeah.
I will write a note, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Maybe I'll kill you and write a note on your corpse. Yeah.
Dear Professor, you're dead now. I have the last laugh.
Ha ha, lol, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Teegan's presented us with a problem here. Someone's written something mildly amusing.
Yep.
Ha ha, it doesn't...
You have to do the ha ha ha. You can't just do the two ha ha's.
No, but then what's ha ha for? What's
Ha ha is just so that way then people know.
Ha ha's the cop out. The two.
But I thought you were saying you were annoyed that you have to do.
Yeah,
we want to
annoyed.
get rid of. We want to reduce ha ha.
We are.
Hang on. You're saying mildly amusing though. So if you've said something to me that I think that makes me smile, for example, but I don't actually laugh.
Yeah.
The correct answer is to just not respond. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Really.
Yeah.
If it's a very final statement and I don't have to respond to it and I find it amusing, I can just leave it there. Right.
Sure, yeah.
You probably wouldn't be offended. Others would be.
No, you're right. I wouldn't be.
So
offended.
yeah.
I just had an idea.
All right.
As a
Let's hear it.
software developer, always
yeah.
ticking. You build a program that takes in a chat transcript, counts how many times ha ha is said per message versus the length of ha ha's.
Yeah.
And then you work out how funny that person is.
You know what I did suggest?
That's not a bad idea.
I could just write whatever I wanted, like, I don't know, give me a fucking update, you idiot. And then it translates to, hi, XYZ. Can you please give me an update as XYZ needs this regards Teegan? And it like, so that way then I'd never have to be nice in another message again.
So it's a Teegan sanitizer.
Yeah.
The fact that, I mean, mate, with the exception of the word fuck in the message, the idea that Teegan needs to be sanitised, I don't think is... it's that idea we should be changing rather than building the sanitizer.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're talking like in general, like, so say like, I don't know, your partner, you ask them to do like something 700 times and they still haven't done it, and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? You still haven't done
notes,
this.
Matt.
Take notes, Matt. Are you fucking kidding me? You still haven't done this thing that I asked you to do like at 10 o'clock and it's now like 10 o'clock at midnight or 10 o'clock the next day.
10 o'clock at midnight, that's a good one.
God.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, aiming towards midnight, and you still haven't done it, you'd be like, hey, just a little follow-up, have you done this? You know what I hate? Matt doesn't do this, so I'm not going to bag up Matt, but Matt doesn't do this. It's the I'm going to do it later. I hate when someone
I used to do that to my mum.
I hate the gonna, like the gonna people.
Yeah.
There's a doing people and there's a I'm going to do this.
Yeah, no, my mum will love that, because I used to do that shit to her all the time.
One time, my mother, because we had a 2-story house, and I was in my bedrooms at the top story. There's some laundry. This was when I was a teenager, waiting at the bottom. All I had to do was take the laundry up the stairs. Really,
so just grab the basket and bring it upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
And I failed to do this.
How long was the basket down there?
I don't recall, but I remember coming back to my clothes in the pool, and my mother
That's
had
amazing.
stormed off for the day. and my father walking around on eggshells going, look, let's just, you fucked up, Tony.
You pissed her off.
You pissed her off.
Yeah.
I like your mother. That's amazing that she actually did that.
Yeah, go your mum. She fucking taught you a lesson that day. Yeah.
Yes, so...
I genuinely just would forget shit as soon as it was told.
I think
as soon as it was
teenage brain is selective.
But this is the thing, right? My mum would say to me, "Can you do this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no worries." Right? But because I wasn't actually interested in it, I would immediately forget.
Yeah.
Immediately, right? She could have, 30 seconds later, she could have been like, "What did I just ask you to do?" I'd be like, "I have no fucking idea."
Yeah.
Right? Because I wasn't listening.
You got me.
Yeah.
I would get distracted and watch TV, and then they would come out of the kitchen 20 minutes later and be like, "Have you done the thing I asked you to do?" I'm like,
thing?
I actually don't know what you're talking about.
And the phrasing, have you done the thing I asked you to do?
They don't tell you exactly for that reason. Though. They want to catch you out.
Did you put the dishes away? Is giving away too much information.
No, because they want to know whether you were listening at all.
Yeah.
Right?
We were talking on the trip over here.
Yeah.
And I did say that if I don't want to do something, I used to do it really poorly. So coming...
So they don't ask you to do it again.
So they don't actually do it again. So when I was washing the dishes at home, I did used to break a lot of cups on the purpose that...
That's an interesting
You're
strategy.
not going to ask me to do it again.
I would have just done a half-assed wash, not start breaking things.
No. You have to...
Because half-assed, they'll just make you do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas if you start smashing things...
I got moved to wiping up the...
It's better than washing. Washing's gross.
The only time, so my sister, this is off topic completely, but one of us used to wash, one of us used to dry.
Yeah.
She used to get $10. I used to get $5. So I thought it's because she was washing the dishes. So
it's just because she was older, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, but at the time I didn't know that. So I asked if I could wash the dishes instead of dry, thinking that I'm going to now get $10. She's going to get $5.
And you still got $5.
Still
I can only
$5.
imagine your face when you still got $5.
So upset.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I remember I got $10 a week for keeping a tidy room. And my friend's older sister had gotten a job. And she was getting $10 an hour. And I said, man, she gets $10. I only get $10 a week. And my dad looked at me and said, you don't work an hour. And I was like, I can't argue with that.
No, that's impossible to argue with. I actually don't remember. I know I got an allowance at some point. I don't remember how old I was or how much it was. But I remember at some point my grandmother said, just come and mow my backyard. Every couple of weeks or once a month or whatever, and I'll sort of give you some money. But then, at some point, it turned into I'd just rock up. She'd be like, just have a look on my TV. Don't worry about the lawn. I'll just pay another guy $50 to do that. Here's $300. Have fun this weekend, kind of thing. I'd be like, I felt bad taking it. I'd be like, all right, I have to do something for this, whatever.
Yes, you do.
I just no. It was definitely blood money.
Was she laundering it through you?
No, it was a case of I've given you this money, but you're on call now.
Right. Okay.
To the point where I didn't realise when I first started taking the money, but then it became she'd ring me up I need you to come to my house. I'm what's wrong? She's like, I can't turn the TV on.
I need you to write a note, and my handwriting is too distinctive.
She was great though.
So my brother used to play football and get money every time he got a goal, a try sort of thing, because obviously tries are so
Your
rare.
parents would give him money?
I think so. I think my dad was like, if you get a try or score
Your
a
dad's
try,
a real footy fan,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
Give you $1 or $5 or something like that. Anyways, I played netball in defence. I was never going to get a freaking goal.
Yeah.
Where the hell was my money?
Oh,
he should have put $10, and he said every time the other team scores a goal, I'm taking $1 away.
Yeah, true.
That could have worked.
That could have worked. Nah, didn't get that. And I was like, you know what? How good would it be? I actually asked to be in goal shooter for that game.
Just to get money.
Just so I could get some goals. I didn't get any goals.
I'm starting to notice a bit of a theme with you.
Want all the money.
Yeah. Just
she'll go on a treasure hunt she doesn't like. Yeah. She'll take up an entire netball team.
She'll take the shitty dishwashing job to try and get an extra $5.
I was so upset when I realised that I was not going to get that extra $5 and it went on age.
Yeah. Alright, topic number 4.
Yes.
This is an activity I used to do. Very dumb in retrospect.
I was going to say, this is either going to be something really boring or really eccentric.
It's eccentric.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
What I used to like to do, and in looking back it was stupid, was Zebra crossings.
Oh, this will be good.
I would not look left or right. I would just walk straight out.
Because if they hit you, it's their problem.
No, I tell you, because seeing the cars stop, it felt like Moses parting the Red Sea. I was like, I had faith in the zebra crossing.
Yeah.
And I really got a kick out of this for several years in my teens. And then I thought, that's really stupid.
That's really dumb.
I should not do that.
And you know what the worst part is?
What?
I'm exactly the same.
You did the same thing?
Exactly the same thing. I would go and stand on the threshold and just marvel at all the cars stopping to let me pass. I would just be like, I did that.
Yeah.
I actually used to combine that feeling with also not stepping on the road. I would only step on the lines when I was crossing zebra crossings.
Okay, I never did that.
Yeah.
I still do that.
All sorts of shit. You know, when you're walking on a pavement that's made out of like square pavers, you can't step on the lines.
Oh, yeah. You can't step on a crack.
You can't step on a crack. You'll fall through.
You break your mother's back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I step on the cracks, but I mean, like, even at work, if there's like a pattern on the floor, I like
follow it and shit?
I have to follow the pattern.
Yeah,
I was doing that yesterday.
Yeah.
Just wandered into some meeting that you weren't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Just
I was
following
just saying,
lines on the ground, just rocking up into rooms.
Don't mind her, she's just following the pattern.
It got to the point where like people were like coming out of the lifts, like getting in my way, and I like pushed my
Just stop.
I didn't stop. I just pushed them through so I could keep walking
That's
on
confidence.
the pattern.
I like that.
Move or be
Moses
moved.
never made it to that level.
No, he didn't. He didn't just walk into the water and be like, "Bitch, you better get the fuck out of my way." Like,
what would happen if Moses entered the Red Sea, like, and the sea's parting and he's walking through, and then just saw like another Moses coming in the opposite direction? Which Moses would be the first one to bow out?
It's definitely a
playing
move.
Moses chicken.
Yeah, Moses chicken.
What happens when two Moseses collide?
Is it Mosai?
Mosai, maybe. Yeah.
Two Mosai.
Wow. I definitely live by
a little
that.
off the rails there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I live by that rule. Move or be moved.
Move or be moved.
I actually, I once stepped into a zebra crossing with, confidence and gusto, as you do when you're a teenager. For some stupid reason, you think you're invincible, and somebody drove over my foot.
Shit.
All right. Drove over the tip of my shoe. So he's all angry and me at shit. And then I'm just like, oh, dude, what the fuck kind of thing. And then he puts his window down. Oh, you should watch where you're going. I said, excuse me? You need to stop here. All right? Whatever you're doing, I get to walk across there.
Yes.
Kind of thing. He got all pissed off at me and shit. Anyway, and so then I'm not proud of this. But I might have kicked his door in and run off.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty proud of that.
I kicked his fucking door in and I ran off.
If they just hit me with their car, 100% I'm kicking their car.
Like a big dent in the door?
Yeah, put a big fuck. I just wound one up and just caved his fucking door. It was a nice Jag too. And I just booked it though. Like I did it. I was like, oh dude, what the fuck did I just do? And I just ran off.
Did he not stop?
Well, he got out of the car and he sort of made as though he was going to come after me. He was like an old fella, he wasn't doing shit.
I've learned I can't start shit anymore. I can't back it up. And that's something I've slowly had to come to terms with, that if someone's giving me shit, I just have to take it like a little bitch. Because I really can't I can't back it up. I don't like pain. I'd rather talk. I'd rather be snarky. If I told you the story about when I was walking in the city, I was walking down Elizabeth Street. And a car drove past, and there was, I think, 3, maybe 4 guys in the car, and one of them was leaning out the back passenger window and just like shouting abuse at everyone on the street.
Yeah, as you do.
And I had my headphones in. I couldn't hear exactly what he was saying, but he sort of, you fucking wanna. And the car went and it stopped at a red light, and I was walking in the same direction, so I'm getting closer to the car. So I waited for the light to turn green. This was my clever plan to get back at this guy. I waited for the light to turn green, and then I gave him the finger. And his face just turned from, I'm just a general dickhead, to, what the absolute fuck, you are dead. And I'm like, traffic's moving, what you gonna do, bitch? Yeah. And then the traffic stopped, and he opened the door, and I was like, I have miscalculated. This is a horrible mistake. And I actually stopped mid-step, like foot in the air, and I was like...
Did a 180?
No, I just kept looking at him, and he looked at me like...
You poor soul.
No, he, like, I don't think I could make the distance, run, beat him up, and get back to the...
Before the light went green again?
Before the traffic starts flowing again. And I was just looking there like, whoa, what's going to happen? And then eventually, traffic started flowing, and he yelled out, yeah, that's right! And then he closed the...
Got back in the car?
But then the car drove off, and I kept walking, I'm like... They could easily just do a blocky.
Yeah, they could just come back around.
I'm on foot.
Yeah.
I'm heading to a tram stop where I'm going to be out in the open.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
You really did miscalculate that.
I miscalculated the shit out of that. And then I thought, like, what? I wanted to give this guy some comeuppance. And I was like, just scared.
I've recently gotten into the super snarky but very kind of proper getting in people's faces. So, like, you know, someone does something objectively rude or whatever, and then you respond with, like, a mixture of, like, shock and disappointment rather than anger. The same way, like, a mum would, you know? Right. Like, the same way, like, a mum would be like, I'm really disappointed you would do that. You aren't as good a person as you think kind of vibe, right? So I was walking towards the turnstiles in the tunnel underneath Flinders Street Station, probably about 6 months, maybe longer ago, and there's this guy who's behind me to my left, right, maybe 10 meters or so, walking right up against the left wall. And he speeds up as people are organising themselves into line and just starts walking diagonally across the whole situation, right? Mm-hmm. So he cuts through about 3 of these queues, and then as he approaches me, it's like it's go time, like he's got to get into this queue kind of thing. So he approaches and he puts his right foot in front of my left foot, almost as though he was trying to hook me and trip me up, right? And I just kind of gently just kind of put my hand on his shoulder and I'm just like, you can't do that. It's just, that's really rude. You can't do that kind of thing. Like, get to the back of the fucking line kind of thing. And it must have been such a weird response because he kind of just looked at me and went, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And then just started walking backwards to get to the back of the queue. But, like, he paused for a good, 2 or 3 seconds there and just kind of went, I expected either to be ignored or angry. I didn't expect, like, you can be a better person than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose when you
righteous indignation. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, it's hard. You can't fight righteous indignation.
No, you can't. It's impossible.
You can fight anger.
Yeah. Well, you fight fire with fire, right?
Yeah.
But how do you fight righteous indignation when you're objectively in the wrong? You can't. Yeah.
But yes, my ability to not back up things has sort of it's made me hold my tongue more than I would like.
I've got your solution. You need to make people disappointed in themselves.
I don't think there's any disappointing this guy in the car.
Probably not. You reckon you're not going to wake him up to the fact that he's being an asshole?
No.
Probably not,
no.
Yeah. Topic number 5, and I'm going to keep this on real short because this one's really just a thought that I had the other day, and also we've gone long enough, I think. What we should do is world leaders who want to have a fight about something.
I can see where this is going.
You know exactly where this is going to an extent. But world leaders that want to have fights about something, right?
Yeah.
Boxing matches.
Yes.
Fuck wars. They're pointless, right? There used to be a point where you fought sort of face to face, and it was just kind of like a war was a very physical, real thing. Now it's just a bunch of, like, I don't know, jumped up idiots in their big, powerful positions, just like launching devices at each other, right? And a whole bunch of people getting killed. Boxing matches, I think, would be perfect, though. Because, can you imagine? So, for example, Trump gets out on the television and calls Kim Jong... what's his name?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un, yeah, I always forget which one it is this week. And calls him Little Rocket Man, like he did. And then Kim Jong picks up the phone and goes, you want to call me Little Rocket Man? Fight me. Fight me, right? I would watch that would be the biggest pay-per-view event in history. Donald Trump versus Kim Jong-un, bare-knuckle boxing.
I mean, I'm sure he would think, what's in it for me? Why would I...
Trump's sitting there thinking like, if the fight's going badly, we'll just use the drones anyway.
Yeah, I can just sit here and call this person names. Why would I want to do that?
To show them that you're a real leader, Tony.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you wouldn't think way more of ScoMo if he went like, oi, listen, Kim Jong, you little shit, fight me. First of all, it would make infinite money. The whole world would watch a boxing match between Trump and Kim Jong-un, right?
Yeah.
I certainly would. Would you?
What else is on? Is Frasier on? No, I would watch it.
Yeah, you would watch the fuck out of it.
Yes.
So,
but then also, like, what is so? Donald Trump goes down, bang.
yeah.
Does North Korea now get some of America's land?
Well, so the way it works is you agree before the fight as to what you're fighting over.
Or terms and conditions.
Yeah. So if Trump goes like, yeah, I want to fuck up North Korea because I need that land for some reason, right? You go to Kim Jong and you say, listen, 1v1 me. If I win, I get the country. I mean, it's not that far-fetched. The guy's trying to fucking buy Greenland off Denmark.
Yeah. I think if you wanted to, take this idea... you need to implement it a bit lower, I think. ScoMo versus Albanese fighting over policy. Literally...
Yeah.
Energy crisis.
Like the primary for a party, or like the way they elect their leader is just like blood sports.
In the red corner, literally red, and in the blue corner, literally blue.
Yeah.
And then they have a fight on, and then
Fight on.
A punch on. Yeah.
Punch on.
Implement this at all
I've been in
levels.
many a fight. Right?
Yeah.
I know the lingo.
Implement it
I
at
can
all
tell.
levels of government. I don't care. All levels of government.
Right.
All levels of government.
Even student politics.
That's even better.
Wow.
That's even better. If I could secure my rights at university by beating someone up, I would.
All I can think about is The Lion King.
You're going to have to explain that.
All I can, you're talking about fighting, and for some reason I just went to the animal kingdom because that's what they do. Like,
Hang on,
choose,
no. You didn't
challenges.
go quite to the animal kingdom. You went to
the Lion King specifically.
Because I had a lot of time where I wasn't talking when you guys were. And then I thought, when have I ever seen a fight to the to the rights of something, or to the death? And the only time I've seen that is The Lion King in the last scene where Simba comes and fucks Scar up. So
yeah, I mean,
I've never thought of it like that.
You know what? It works for lions. Why can't it work for us?
And then a lot of the Lion King songs did pop into my head, and I was having a little bit of a tune off over here, but
sitting here going like Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
I saw The Lion King not that long ago.
The live action one?
No, it was on TV.
Yeah.
And Mufasa was walking with Simba.
Yeah.
And they were walking, and some gazelles ran past. And I was like, that's weird, because that would be like walking past Queen Elizabeth, except she openly eats people.
and also ballsy. What I mean, Thug Life. Have you not seen where the oh my god, I don't even know what it is.
Thug Life?
Thug Life. I did. Have you not seen that video?
That's definitely the first time it's been on this show.
No, I don't even know what it is now. I
Our
have to find it.
conversation bored her.
Yeah.
And she went off about the Lion King.
1v1 me blood strike.
So, listeners, I don't know if you were thinking of the Lion King at the same time we were doing the podcast or not.
Yeah. But if you were, let us know.
We can't even capture the attention of everyone in the room.
I think, I think what it boils down to for me is quite simple. It's just one, I don't want innocent people getting killed in wars that they really have no stake in, right? It's just whatever. But for all that shit aside, think about the people in society that are the least suitable to any kind of athleticism, let alone boxing. It's stodgy old white men that run governments, right?
Yes.
I think one of the funniest things that will have ever been committed to film is Donald Trump trying to box, Kim Jong-un or something. I think you could watch that and laugh every time forever. Especially if he lost and North Korea just won half of the states. That would be even funnier.
But, I mean, that also affects a lot of innocent people who don't have a stake.
Yeah, but it might not get them killed, though.
Yeah.
Or, in fact, it almost certainly won't get them killed.
But maybe if you ask some of those people, they'd say, well, I'd rather fight
just go
for
and
the
fight
chance
the war.
rather than now be part of a regime that's one of the most harshest.
But you know for a fact that Donald Trump's not fighting clean, though. He's not losing that fight, so...
Well, I don't know. You've set this hypothetical up.
Yeah. I mean, and you're only thinking of the fact that you're talking about two men. What happens if a woman gets in? What is she now supposed to be?
There is no gender in bare knuckle international war boxing.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're talking
in my universe, Teegan, you've already fought so many people to get to the point where you're fighting an international level war boxing match. You fought everybody down from the local council right up to the prime ministership, right?
Wait, are you saying like the way that we're going to elect now is through boxing?
Fuck it. Just throw all this voting shit away.
Well,
just
then all these. You're not going to have.
It's the purest form of democracy, man. Like if I want to get into government, all I just got to go in there and just fuck anyone else that shows up, and then I win. I'm the best. Means I can make decisions for everyone. It's a flawless plan, really.
If you've got a flaw, write into the Hidden Agenda.
It cannot be faulted.
If you've got a fault, write into the Hidden Agenda.
I did have some content about the Lion King that kept it going.
Yeah,
though.
That was good. You really helped us get it out there a bit.
A curveball there that I don't think anyone saw coming.
No, that's good. This is good.
Yeah.
Any business?
I'd just like to say, listeners, we encourage thoughts, and if you have any thoughts, email them into us.
Yes, you can find us at facebook.com/Hidden Agenda Podcast, the Hidden Agenda Podcast @gmail.com. Like, share, favourite, all that. Send it around.
And if you have topics you'd like us to bring up on the Hidden Agenda, send those in as well.
Yeah, make sure you send those in. We want to get a list of topics together that are suggested by our listeners and debate them.
Yes.
Someday, so for a special episode, so let us know. I do have one order of business, so thank you very much to Teegan for joining us today.
No worries.
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Hope I did alright.
You did fantastic.
You did fantastic.
You did really fantastic. So yeah, I think we'll just call it here.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for listening. I've been Thanasi.
I've been Tony.
I've been Teegan.
That's it. And we'll catch you again.
You don't sound so sure.
Yeah. Are you really Teegan? Have you been
so.
Teegan?
Yeah.
Wait a second, that's a mask. The janitor.
Are you asking me a question or a statement?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Did I write a question mark at the end of my sentence?
Well, I definitely didn't.
Oh, that was bad. Anyway.